Hi everyone, I am Ding Dang Dong and welcome to my channel. This video is the third episode of MBA admission process. We will focus on video interviews as well as face-to-face interviews. There are already 4 episodes available in my channel, and you can click directly to the playlist of MBA. You can also find the link in the description box. To adapt with your need, here is the timestamp of this video. If you're interested at the specific part, please jump directly to that part. So let's start now for the video interviews. After having confirmed and submitted the application form, including your reference letters, the essay, the transcript of your school scores, as well as your test scores, GMAT scores, etc., you will be able to receive a link to connect with the video interview platform. Some schools also call it video essay. I personally prefer the name video essay rather than the video interview because it does not engage a human communication. You literally just talk with camera. So after connecting with that specific platform, the system will randomly select several questions that are already registered in that platform. You will have from 15 to 45 seconds to prepare. It varies from school to school, and consequently, you will have from 60 seconds to 90 seconds to reply. And your answer will be filmed, and you do not really have the second chance to record it again. I recommend you to take a full usage of the time slot, which means that if you finish much in advance than the required time, you will leave a huge silence at the end, and this could be really weird. Or if you cannot finish your answer and the video record just stopped, it's quite, let's say, unfortunate because you do not have the full maximum chance to elaborate your answer. Now you understand the difficulties of doing a video interview. Feeling comfortable about yourself to talk in front of camera and be filmed, fitting your answer to a predefined time interval, as well as answering the question nearly simultaneously after it pops up. So you have to practice and do several rehearsals before doing the real video interview. So how to do it? Actually, the online platform provides you a practical session. Your answer will be filmed but will not be sent to the school. In other words, you can practice as much as you can with the practical session to review and improve before doing the one-shot video interview questions. So what I did is I found a list of approximately 50 video interview questions on GmatClub. It is an online platform, online forum more specifically, to share the experience of doing MBA and preparation for GMAT exams. So after I found that list, I printed down and used a timekeeper actually to prepare myself. Why? Because the paper version, it's actually let me train everywhere, anytime. So once I have like 4 minutes, I can start to train 4 questions, since the INSEAD version is 60 seconds. So I fit exactly with the INSEAD format, which means 4 questions per practice, and using the timekeeper to help myself to keep the race. The advantage of practicing that is I can be well prepared regarding the content, and once I feel more confident of the pace and the velocity of the questions, I move to the online platform in order to practice my smile, my behavior, and as well as my gestures to feel like more natural to talk in front of that camera. Once you start to record the real test session, please double check the internet connection. Move your phone away to avoid being disturbed. Choose a professional outfit, just like you are going to a real interview, as well as find a quiet place in order to be sure that your voice could be clearly recorded. And once you finish all those preparations, go for it. Right now, after you submit the video interview, you already finished all the steps of the MBA admission pre-selection. after you finish all the admission pre-selection process, including your application essay, the reference letters, your diploma and GPA transcripts, all those exhausting tests, including the GMAT, TOEFL or TOEIC, as well as the video interviews, you've already spent a huge amount of time and energy on that application, and right now it's up to the school to decide to accept you or reject. You cannot do more, but trust me, it would be really stressful to wait for the interview announcement to move to the second phase of the application. I got the call, but you can also receive a mail for the announcement. Usually it also depends on your admission officer. One person can release the interview announcement all at the same time. So if your application peer have the same application officer than you do, and they already received the announcement, you need to be careful of your phone and your mailbox. And the announcement period could vary, but usually it's from 1 week to 2 weeks. Also, I know that for the school, they release the rejection via a general email all at once. So if one of the applicants already received a rejection, you might unfortunately be rejected as well. If you received the interview announcement, well done! You've done a great job so far, and right now is the time to prepare the face-to-face interview. For INSEAD, the admission officer will choose 2 alumni interviewers for candidates, but it is the candidates who are responsible for contacting their interviewers and arrange the appointments. I recommend you to do it as soon as you receive their email address or phone numbers, because your interviewers might be really busy during that period or on business trip. So the earlier you contact them, the more flexibility you can get to choose another interviewer. From the time that you receive the interview announcement till the deadline of the interview is always 3 weeks to 1 month, so a rapid action is really crucial. I also recommend you to do your own homework, which means that do the background research of your interviewer, try to be familiar with your profiles and which year they did INSEAD. Also be familiar with your own resume and really prepare your examples for each information that you wrote on resumes. And the last thing is prepare your tailor-made questions for each of your interviewer. I'm going to show you my homework here, that's the question that I tailor-made it for my interviewer. So here is the question. So I note them down to remember to ask those questions. And here is my background research of my interviewers. Those are the resume that I put regarding their LinkedIn profile. I can tell you one of the question. For instance, according to your LinkedIn profile, there's a gap in 2014 and 2015. What did you do during the 2 years? And your interviewers can know that you're really familiar with their profile, you did your homework, and you spent your effort on this interview to show that you really want to get that score. So it is always much better to be over-prepared than you do not prepare it. Besides doing the background research, I also suggest you to do the mock interviews, which means to practice with your friends or colleagues. I had a really intense timing from the time that I received the interview announcement call to my first interview. I had only 7 days, and among those 7 days, I could be able to have 6 different mock interviews with my friends and my colleagues. I write down notes and reflections for each interviews to let me improve, and also to structure my mind in order to elaborate all the behavioral questions. Also be aware that each interviewer will have their own style and preferences. You could have chance to meet those tough style interviewers, which means that they could challenge your answer to reach a certain limit, and they can act really harsh during the interviews, but they are not mean to be harsh. They just want to test your skills to answer questions under pressure, and also to dig in to show your own motivation and to test whether you are willing to get that score or it's just a backup plan. A small summary of today's video. We talked about the video interview and the face-to-face alumni interviews. And both of the interview, I will emphasize a motto: practice makes perfect. For the video interview, you need to practice to fit in with the strict timing and behave natural in front of a camera. For the alumni interviews, you need to practice in order to show your motivation of the school, to show that you're familiar with their background as well as your own CV, and to show that you are the most suitable candidate. And trust me, all the tough time and the effort that you put on the admission preparation will finally have a great ending with the final admission call. In the next episode, we will focus on scholarship application and the final admission call. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please click like and subscribe my channel. I will see you in the next and the final episode. Bye!